we return. A cool end of January day. Scary time of year. I just did my taxes. Doesn't feel very good at all. And here we are in Arena in the bargain weaponry store, rubbing our numb hands together. At least it's sunny outside. May the weapons and supplies impress me enough for, many of them impress me enough for a closer look. So we're going to be picking up some new stuff here. What I have done between the videos, we're still at Rehad. Which, by the way, I've been wanting to tell you, at night, Rehad has this amazing moon you can see in the sky. Some of the concept art shows one moon. I don't think you see two moons in Arena. But that is a big thing about Tamriel, as I was saying. That has two moons. We'll get there, I guess. Anyway, so I'm in this Rehad store, the bargain weaponry. I don't actually know whether he necessarily sells cheaper stuff. You'll see we're actually still a little unhealthy. We can deal with that. But what I've done between the videos is sold basically everything that I had on me, including all the armor that I was wearing, except this enchanted plate helm that we didn't quite know what it did, and the two damaged weapons, the longbow and the tanto. So I've kept these. Now I could just use drop. In fact, I'll show you the drop dialogue here. We can drop the tanto. It says, would you like to drop? And we do. But I'll show you repairing on the longbow, okay? That'll be one of the other little features there. So, yeah, anyway, you'll see that we now have 2,200 gold, and hopefully we can spread that out. You'll see that because I dropped the thing, we did actually spawn a loot pile, and if I were to click it, we'd see our crappy little thing in there. But yeah, we're going to speak to the incredibly buff Smith, and if we hit up repair, you remember that it was the longbow that was broken, so we'll double-click this, and he says fixing that longbow is no problem. It will take 10 days and cost 1 gold. Now, this is basically the minimum scale that it can be at. If there's more expensive stuff for later, what you can do is haggle with repairing, and it can change the amount of days he'll take repairing it for us. So if we pay like a pittance for a really rubbish job, he'll take ages to do it. There's actually a trick, which is that if you pay a really rubbish amount and have him spend like years on it, like loads and loads and loads of days, the game, he'll go through and you'll get it for the low price, but then the game will say, no, we're not going to have him spend years. And when you next check how long something's going to take, it will have dropped miraculously to like just 30 days. And 30 days is nothing really, just a bit of travel to a dungeon and back. It's not a big deal. If we hit repair, he says, which job do you want to inspect? And you can see we can add new jobs. That would basically be put something new in there. And, you know, another thing to repair. Or we could just check the status of the longbow. And this is actually a pretty cheesy mechanic in a lot of ways. What it allows you to do is there are some items in the game, the artifacts, that you're only meant to have one of, ever. They're supposed to be too strong to have more than one. But what you can do is give him an artifact to repair, and then you don't have one, so you can go get another, and then give him something to repair, and then you don't have one, so you can get another. So you can stack artifacts with repairing. Artifacts as well are meant to leave your possession after a while, like magically disappear. But the truth is they just use the damage system. So if you get them repaired, then you can have them permanently. So repairing is worthwhile for like the more end game stuff. For now, I would just suggest throwing most things away because you kind of want to keep marching forwards. Anyway, with all of that said and done, I want to look at his armor. So we've already seen a full set of leather stuff. I think for the next dungeon, I want to show you a full set of chain stuff, or as much chain as I can buy. And then we'll look at steel and maybe go up. You'll see that there is dwarven gear down here. Dwarven is a term that eventually changes in some of the later games to dwemer, and then goes back to dwarven in, I think, the most recent installment. And maybe the one before. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself on that. These are just kind of interesting, pretty good bits of gear. I'm not going to force you to watch through the whole buy dialogue, but I will show you that I can buy stuff a lot quicker today than I could before, and indeed in the series so far. So I want to show you another little option. Here, for example, we want a right chain pauldron. So when I clicked that, we just immediately came to this menu. He said, Kahu's my name. I'll sell you one for only 30 gold. And I'm not going to counter or anything. Man, I'm stressed out. I'm stressed out by money, IRL. And I'm stressed out by money in this game. It's not good. So yeah, and we just buy it and we can just scroll straight back. Now this is faster than it used to be. If you hit F4 while you are in Arena, you can toggle what's called pixelation. And what that is when you go to an NPC, it will slowly fade the dialogue on, or then slowly fade the dialogue off. And it looks pretty, and the entire series so far, I've deliberately left it on so that you guys can see, because that is what Arena is. But you can toggle it off with F4, it's an in-game option. which just means that all the menus instantly pop up. And this is way more functional. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. What did we do? We bought the pauldron and then whatever the next thing was. The boots, I guess. So now I get the gauntlets. And I won't force you to watch this. I'll see you in a second. Today's your lucky day, my friend. I don't feel it. Alright, so that's the full set. Let's have a look. You got the greaves. You got the boots. I would have expected these to be kind of like a grey kind of metal, but they're all this kind of mithril looking colour to me. You get the cuirass and the gauntlets. I did not do the helmet because we have the, you know, the enchanted plate helm still. But no, you notice now we're globally -6. Leather armor put us to like almost 0. And now we're -6 across our whole body, which is pretty good. Then there's the next question of what weapon do we want to use? Well, I'm going to buy for this one. Well, let's just see what he's got. Maybe he's got something nice and enchanted. I do have 2,000 gold to spend. We have... So, Daikatana, again, is the thing I kind of really want to show off. I really want to use, like, long term. But we'll have that, like, later. Shall we make... So, the Daikatana, if you look... Oh! Oh, I thought by... Interesting. Usually you can right-click to figure out the details of a thing. I guess in a vendor list... I did not know this. I guess in a vendor list... You're not allowed to do that. You have to actually invest into it and see where you go. So, how about we do a flail... Plus, has he got any shields? Please tell me you got a shield. Shield probably appears in the armor list, which is weird, even though it's something you wield in your hand. Yeah, let's do a flail. A steel flail. No, reject. A steel flail. So steel is like the next tier up of armor, of metalworking, I guess, which means it will basically just be a bit stronger. I bought myself a fine steel flail. And then for shields, remember we can use any shield in the game. The only shield we can't use is the tower shield, which is like the final one. So his most expensive shield appears to be that kite shield here for 30 gold. So we'll do that. We'll do a kite shield and a flail. And, well, we're ready for our new adventure, really. Aside from the fact that I do need to get potions. The potion buying experience is not going to be any different, though, to last time. So I'll just go grab a couple of those, and then we'll be ready. I've also got to find the Mages Guild again. Did I mark it on my map? I hope I did. I'll see you guys at the gates of the city as we travel out to our new destination. The Melancholy Mages Guild is slightly warmer than the winter day outside, but without the sunlight, the effect is much the same. Many books and arcane instruments lie scattered about, but they fail to lend any vitality to the scene. It is a place of mystical study, not built for human comfort. Hold on though, there is something else I want to get, and it's these potions of free action. You'll see a little bit more expensive than Cure Disease. This will save us from Paralyze, I mentioned a little of it before. I'm going to buy 5, which he wants 750 gold for. But I can probably haggle him down to about 550. Yeah, there you go. With 550, we can get there. So, yeah, and I bought a good quantity as well here. I got 15 of the regular healing potions, so that should be fine. I like how I can just force through these deals just by being stubborn enough. We could detect magic, but actually, yeah, I'll do that as well. We'll detect magic while we're in there. Hell no. Never mind. He wants 900 gold just to find out what the ring is. Unbelievable. And I can't haggle. No way. We don't have that kind of cash. I've saved myself about £1,000. All right, so let's have a look at our map. In the previous part, we, of course, found a way to decipher the... Oh, wrong map. We found the way to decipher the Elder Scrolls, and or at least one of the scrolls. And it told us the location of a long-lost place, Fang Lair. We are not the only person to know what Fang Lair is or where it was. The evil wizard, Archmage Jagar Tharn, who is currently masquerading as the Emperor, also knew where Fang Lair was. And the staff he stole the Emperor away with, he split into lots of pieces and hid one of them here. So we're going to go recover it. This is Fang Lair at the very north of the Hammerfell province. The date is Sundas, the 27th of Morning Star, and it will take us 19 days to get there. So that bow will be repaired. By the way, we come back to Rehad, but we might not ever really return. I've got another place in Hammerfall I'd like to see, and who knows where our quest will take us. So this is it, Fang Lair. We get a nice bit of cover art showing off the entrance to the dungeon. Fang Lair, you stand before the dragon gate of Fang Lair, humbled before its majesty. The dwarven hold seems abandoned long ago, its stone walls cracking with age and neglect. Somewhere within its dank depths lies the first piece of the Staff of Chaos. So we do get this nice little extra thing here. And like the visual motif of this on the front feels very like they kind of looked back at that many years later with some of the later games. What I do think is quite interesting about this game actually is you've got all these playable races, But none of them are dwarves, even though the dwarves are a part of this world, or were a part of this world. And you'd expect a lot of games at this time to be like, look, you want to play a regular elf? You can play the regular elf. You want to play a regular dwarf? You can do that. But Bethesda really kind of tried to create their own molds. You know, they wanted to create their own setting to rival D&D, not just mimic it in a way. And, you know, obviously a lot of stuff is like a shadow or an imitation of equivalents elsewhere. But still. Anyway, there you have it. So, Fang Lair. And in we get to go. And, well, we are reacquainted with the creepy dungeon soundtrack and not the lovely, bright town stuff that totally reminds me of RuneScape. Does anyone else ever get that? Maybe that was just because I played a lot of that game. So, Fang Lair is actually way, way, way trickier than Stonekeep. And I'm not going to be surprised if we get kicked out and have to come back later, even with 15 potions. You'll see that we've basically mapped nothing as we enter. Let's save here. As Tarlin in Fang Lair, in friggin' Starlin in Fang Lair, lovely. I will tell you as well, before I forget, Fang Lair has been added to the MMO, so you can kind of return. I think it gets a mention in one of the later games as well. I honestly thought it was an Oblivion DLC, but that's the Vile Lair. But hey, it's pretty cool. But you stand in Fang Lair for now. It's dwarven-hewn passages run for miles under the earth, so an old dwarven mine. I think we can find like a secret temple to them later on in here as well. Oh, I never equipped my weapons. That's probably a good idea, right? And that's kind of weird because later they're going to explain, I think, that dwarves are like atheistic. Oh, a steel flail is two-handed. I genuinely had no idea that a flail was two-handed. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe it's obvious that a flail is two-handed. All right, okay, well, we don't get to use the shield, but maybe if the flail breaks and we don't want to go home, we'll see how that feels. Right, so I'm going to just grab whatever loot I can. I do have a technique for getting through this dungeon. There we go. We get a new plate pauldron, which would be an upgrade right now, but we'll have the chainmail experience for now. I do have an idea for how we can get deeper in, but what I would like to do is just get a general sense of the place. We're starting in the top right, and we kind of want to end in the very bottom left, basically, as far as the dungeon map is concerned. And there's any number of other places we can go. The main hint I have for you, these tunnels seem to stretch on endlessly. Oh, come on, here we go. But the tracks you have come across usually lead to the right place. Is that what it says? To the mine shafts. Yeah, the main trick is to follow the tracks. I do want to show you these holes, though. So you do sometimes find trenches. Did we have trenches before in the other dungeon? No, we didn't. Stonekeep only had, like, waterways. And the Imperial Sewers only had waterways. Well, now you get full-on trenches. They feel just like waterways in a lot of regards. But, you know, if I get paralyzed down there, I won't necessarily be in danger. I'm still vulnerable, though. Sometimes you do find hidden tunnels and stuff there. There are methods in this game of destroying the terrain. And you can actually dig your own trenches, seriously. But that's a little bit later. I mean, we could be doing it right now, but I want to show it later. So anyway, we're going to follow the mineshaft tracks and just see what we've got. Now, remember what I said? Man, the flail is slow. Remember what I said, that enemies don't actually respawn. And neither do they really scale. In main quest, in other areas, flail should totally be good against skeletons as well. In main quest areas, the stuff you find in dungeons is the stuff you find. It's just all the other stuff in the game that will scale. And so if we're okay, we kind of know that we're going to be okay. If we're struggling, well, then we know we kind of got to go back. I really like the format, honestly. So already I find myself wanting to rest, but can't because there's more enemies nearby. The only thing that scales and is random in dungeons and respawning is when you're getting ambushed while sleeping, all right? I did try to articulate that in Stonekeep, but I feel like I probably failed a bit. So anyway, there you go. And if we can find a cubby hole or something so that we won't get ambushed, all the better. Right. Let's just try and get a little bit deeper down. And I will check side rooms every now and then. Okay, we get 2 skeletons. Looking dead on. Now, you know how, have you noticed how, even though there's all these different ways to swing, like I could do the up-down, I'm often doing left-right. Part of that, and I'm not doing diagonal much either, part of that is comfort. The other part of it is that a left-right swing is a true neutral swing, in that it won't do any increased damage, but it also equally won't have any increased miss chance, right? So, since our additional chance to hit is still only like +2 at the moment, and it could be higher, I'm trying to just like land as many hits as possible, because we hit quite hard each time we do, and, you know, you're going to overkill. Like, we don't really need to hit 100% of the time. Sorry, I'd rather hit 100% of the time when each hit is chunky enough to take him out, you know. Like, he might have 1 health, and then I'm messing around trying to boost a 6 damage attack into a 7 damage attack. What's the point? Just get the accuracy in, right? There you go. So there's a long sword we can do with our buckler later. Feeling pretty good so far, but all we found is skeletons. There is another big mechanic in the game as well that I've just totally not talked to you guys about. I kind of want to go down that hole. We won't. And that's fatigue. Look at this. So many episodes later now, and I'm still just trying to give you the basics of the game. I've told you that fatigue's there. You can see it. It's the red bar next to my health bar. Red is fatigue. By the way, we've killed a lot of skeletons and really didn't take much damage, which is great. But what does fatigue do? Does it slow me down? Does it reduce my damage? What is the mechanic? That could be any number of things. We get a short bow we could play with as well. Fatigue, basically, you can think of it in this game as like another health bar, in that it's really bad to have it run out, right? If you lose all your fatigue, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to get ambushed from behind there, you'll collapse and you can't move anymore. It's not actually death, but if you can't rest in that situation, I think you're like really stuck. You gotta hope that something will come over and attack you or something. To be honest with you, I don't think I've ever really succumbed to fatigue. Okay, so these rails go to this hole and a dead end. And if we look at the map, you'll see, I wish I could zoom these maps out. We've come quite far south. Maybe the hole can take us more west. Remember, we're trying to get to the bottom corner, wherever that is. So I'm just going to type on the map here, just for funsies, dead end. And maybe we could go try another route, or we can dip down. I think I'm going to dip down. I also think I'm going to save. So, Tarlin in Fang Lair. And we'll come down. So yeah, January overall has been a really, really good month for me. We're in Mineshaft A, it says. And instead of going east, I'm going to go west. Maybe east takes you to that temple place. Not too sure, really. Oh, no, I think the temple's like... Maybe we can go there. Yeah, I hope everyone's had a good January. Mine's been okay until the end of the month. It's been really nasty. I'm thinking I probably want to change the way I do Patreon. If you guys haven't been watching much of me before, or you're a new viewer in any way, I used to do Patreon where if you followed me there, you got the upcoming videos early. And I kind of stopped doing that, but I could totally bring that back. You guys can check in the comments or ask me in the comments if I've started doing that again, because any reason, man, really. Friggin' taxes. It makes me think of that stupid internet video of the little kid playing Monopoly who's just crying. It's the worst part of the game. Yeah, tell me about it, kid. Tell me about it. Think you have savings? Boom. No, you don't. Alright. I just need to be more adult and account for this stuff as I go through life, I guess. So, we have come out. And we're a little bit along, I guess, which is pretty good. I actually am going to try and loop around on the northern side here. This has been creepily quiet, this dungeon. You guys have probably had an impression of Arena and its difficulty and how punishing it is. A little bit over what it is. For a player that's, like, got an actual idea of, like, okay, I want to do this build. I want to do, you know, play this kind of character. I think I might have gone a little bit too far here. Let's go back down. I don't think we want to be this far north just yet. It's funny that, you know, I've been struggling to rest and I've been getting critted by ghouls that are friggin' paralyzing me. Speaking of ghouls, let's see how we do against them now in all of our chain and the new level we got. Nice. No disease. And no crits. And our health is actually pretty okay. Oh, I didn't actually mean to save there. I can't also... The game saves so quick now that I'm right-clicking to cancel out of that dialogue menu, and I'm kind of worried, honestly, that that's not good enough, that it's saving anyway. I think I need to hit escape. I think I keep overwriting files that I don't really want to. So that was the tunnel we came from, I believe, right? So let's just try and go... I don't really want to go east. I want to go south. Let's go through this doorway. Wasn't this a dead end? The one thing about Arena is I really want to break these barrels or look in them. In the later games, we just get to go crazy like a pack rat, like opening everything like this. Nowadays, like, it's like I said in the sewers, I feel like they're just kind of landmarks, if anything. Alright, we can go west again now. This feels okay. And then maybe... Am I being attacked from behind? I am. Lizard man. Okay, they're not quite so scary, honestly. Oh, no, he's an orc. Sorry, not a lizard man. He's an orc. Well, we two-shot the orc. That feels pretty good. The game's really weird with, like, the scaling. Depending on what you get... I'll leave the longbow. What you get at one point. Like, not every dungeon... Every dungeon is obviously meant to get harder and harder and harder. There's a real curve. But depending on what loot you get, how much money you have, what kind of side quests you do in terms of artifacts, it's really strange how... Okay, we're getting ambushed. There's a lizard man. It's really strange how, like, Stonekeep might and the Imperial Sewers might be one of our harder problems. Especially for a spellcaster that's, like, clever about the kind of spells they use. You know, there's the Sorcerer class that really, I think, is, like, super punished early game, but then get the theoretical biggest damage and stuff. And that sounds fun. A lot of you guys will probably be like, oh, yeah, I want to play a Sorcerer. But most of the game means you're just in agony. or you can be really clever and cast all these invisibility spells and stuff, and you're A-okay. I'm actually amazed that these skeletons seem tankier than everything else. I think we're due for a level up, you know. And as such, I'm going to save again. Yeah, so all those menus are so much better to do with pixelization off. Okay, Minotaurs. Let's see how you do compared to the one in Stonekeep. So you'll see they are pretty dangerous. They are pretty horrible. Also, I hate the way they sprawl on the ground. Look at that. Sprawled out and, like, stretched there. There's something really gross and creepy about it. Okay, so we were kind of forced to the east. I have no memory of this place. Maybe what we wanted to do is get back into the tunnels. Do you know what? I think I want to go back into the tunnels, and instead of come out of the most south. Well, no, we were probably there. I think we were in the right place. I think I freaked out and went the wrong way. We want to turn around, take the second right until we see the next time we see a hole in the floor after we've gone right, we'll know that we're at the right place to keep going west. All right, let's see if we can memorize that. So we're going to go behind ourselves. We're not going to take the first right, which is that. We'll see a hole in the floor here. We're going to take the right after the hole in the floor. We're going to diagonally go this way and generally north. All these were cleared out. We should see another hole there. And now we know we're okay to go west. I think because we want to get southwest. Every time it's trying to route me east, it's not a good play. Okay, so by pulling them back like this and kiting back, you haven't seen me do much of it, especially not during that bow gameplay before. Nice, a random potion. What kind of potion, though? Oh, it's not identified, so we don't know. Now, that's scary. I don't know what that will do. In the interest of continuing to get forward, I'm going to drink a regular potion here. Which right now can heal so much if I get good luck on them, because our vitality is not actually... Our vitality, our endurance is not that high. Our health is not that high. Vitality isn't really a word that appears in this game. So now we're kind of winding east again. I think I want to go in that hole up there. Let's go in this one and keep following along. I mean, following the minecart rails is generally an okay idea, and this one's leading in here again, so... Let's do this. Maybe this will be called Mineshaft B. Oh, this is Mineshaft E. Well, west it is for me. Okay, we're getting attacked. Is that by something under here or something up there? Have no idea what it is. We're getting routed north a little bit. Let me climb out of the south here and see where we end up. Yeah, this looks okay. Hey, I think we might be here, guys. If my memory means anything. You know what I really want as well? A torch. There are light spells, I think. I think my first ever playthrough in Arena, I got a light spell, which just illuminates the nearby areas. Very good. Would have been nice for, like, that projectile stuff we were trying to do before. Always check behind yourself. Oh, also, so here's something really cool about Arena. You know that there's the speed stat. And I said to you before, it just makes you move faster. It's actually a little bit better than just making you move faster. The speed stat will make you turn faster. And that is actually of relevance. Like, seriously. You might think, oh, I'll just run the game a little bit faster or whatever, and then I'll turn quicker. But then enemies move faster too. To be able to turn around and spot an ambush is, like, super important. And, well, you can do that with the speed stat. Okay, I now have lost confidence again. I thought we were going to find an exit. I thought I recognized where we might be. Just keep trying to go south. Ah, hey, yeah, we are here. That's it. Okay, so, well, I say here. We're at the end of the floor. All right, so we get a bit of a puzzle. You come to a strange sight, a room with cells down either side. Let's step over that again. In each cell seems to be a hungry spider. You see 3 more cells along the southern wall, and next to them stands a dark portal. So I think there might actually be spiders in here as well. They are enemies. Yeah, look, you can see one in there. Can I click it and open it? The lock has nothing to fear from me. I can't bash my way through a door. I don't think lock bashing works on doors. Yeah, so we obviously don't want to release the spiders. These are the friggin' spider animation. Horrible. You know what? I'm alright with like thick spiders, short-legged spiders, stumpy ones, cute ones. But spiders like this, long spindly legs, I'm not good with. Ones that move jittery, I'm not good with. And ones that color, I'm not that good with. So, yeah, we don't want to release the spiders. Can we? Oh, here we go. Thou must prove thy worthiness to proceed to the Underdark. Is a very D&D concept. Isn't the Underdark like an underground continent in that franchise? The correct answer will open the key. We'll open the cell to the Golden Key, which was in one of those southern walls I was going to show you. And then the key will open the portal. Rush not to answer, mortal. The wrong choice will open the cell doors to the spiders. It looks like I can type already, which is freaking me out. Oh, no. It's just a I thought I was in like some kind of menu there. I spent so long reading that. So here you got cell 1. Here you got cell 2. Here you got cell 3. But they're both called cell... Oh, no, there you go. Cell 1. Cell 2. So here's the thing. Let's save, because I don't actually remember what will happen when we interact with this. If I say this, it says that this is a magically held lock, all right? So magically held lock is going to be harder to get through. There are spells to get through locks. There's a cool thing in the game called the skeleton key. I don't really plan to get. This one's a regular lock. And this one's a regular lock. Now, I will say, one thing you might like to do is deliberately release the spiders. Because what that can do is give you experience. And I might try that fight. We did just save, so let's try. So here's the door. We click the door, and it says that it's magically held. We get this popped up. As you near, the door itself speaks. Listen to my puzzle, foolish mortal, and prove that you are worthy of my service. If cell 3 holds worthless brass, cell 2 holds the golden key. If cell 1 holds the golden key, cell 3 holds worthless brass. If cell 2 holds worthless brass, cell 1 holds the golden key. Knowing this, brave fool, and knowing that all is said cannot be true, which cell contains the golden key? So basically, which statements above are false and which one is true? Where is the golden key? Now, the fact that one of those locks is actually magically sealed kind of ruins this, because it makes it pretty obvious that cell 2 has the golden key, because you don't want to, they want you to actually do the riddle, okay? There's another kind of backdoor for this as well, which is if you put no answer in at all, there's a bug and it will just think you've done the right answer. So the worst thing you can do is type 1 or 3. If you type 2, you'll get it right. Now, I would like to actually puzzle it out, but I have to be honest, the first time I did it, I figured it out from that magic thing. Pausing here and editing the video, maybe it's not actually a riddle. Maybe I was supposed to bash my way in and figure it out. Because, like, we need to know which one has worthless brass in it, right? Okay, so editing in here, I basically just glossed over this and solved it like me big dumb warrior, me not figure it out. I have given this a lot of thought now, and even looked up some solutions online. It's basically a logic puzzle, right? The problem is they're kind of vague with that last sentence. They say, knowing that all said cannot be true, blah, blah, blah. Basically, the question is, based on how you take the phrasing, does it mean that one of them has to be false, or does it mean that they all have to be true? I think you can puzzle it either way with the presumption, but it's like really complicated here. I'll just edit on screen some of the stuff. If you guys can make heads or tails of it, or even better, in the comments, explain a simple way, I'd love to see that. I don't want to disappoint you all. I will figure most of these riddles out. We'll talk about them properly, but this one's just like an explosion of mess, really, to me. So anyway, I'm going to type cell 1, all right, and press enter. It says you hear the groan of metal as the cell doors open and the spiders, the doors unlock and the spiders come out. All right, so here they are. They can now come in and out, and some of them will come running straight away, and some of them will be, you know, stuck on corners. And can I now open the doors myself? I think I can. I don't think you ever find loot in them. It really is just a mechanic to punish you. And we just kind of want to keep our eyes on them. So you can do this. The paralyze is pretty scary. What I will say... Did they all have spiders? What I will say is that if you're playing another one of the warrior classes, the knight is actually just straight up immune to paralyze. The knight in some ways is like the ultimate beginner class in Arena. I gotta keep backing up because this is pretty scary. We gotta use a potion here. Thank God the use menu pauses the game. Now, by the way, if you get bad luck on drinking a potion in a really intense situation, you got to be ready to hit use again, otherwise you'll get struck once and die, right? You really don't want to let your health get as low as I just let mine. Oh, that door is still locked. Oh, do I have to get it wrong twice in a row to get these ones? Let's see if I go guess cell 3 now and see if the other 2 doors open. I've actually never done this. I'm usually too scared of the spiders. So, we'll do cell 3. You hear the groan of metal. It doesn't respawn the spiders. It's not going to be a full-on XP farm. These aren't like deadlier spiders, are they? No. I guess we would just need an unlock spell to get into those or to find the key elsewhere. Maybe they unlock when we get the answer right. Well, there you go. So, yeah, the Knight is actually a brilliant beginner class because it's immune to paralyze. And, you know the repairing we had to do earlier? Well, Knights automatically repair over time. Just every few days, there's stuff repairs. Like, I'm not joking. So, it can be fun, definitely. But I kind of wanted to show you as many mechanics as possible, right? And that's why I'm not playing a Knight. So, yeah, we're going to go number 2. Thou art correct, mortal. The key within cell 2 is yours. And now we are able to go grab the thing, open the door, collect the key. And by the way, did the other doors open when I answered incorrectly? That gold key, where it was really hard to pick up, that's a good thing, example, again, of this annoyance with, like, if I mouse the wrong way, I can't pick up the key, I'm just going to move backwards. Kind of gross. Also, when would backpedaling at this speed ever be good? I mean, even the I guess max speed is alright. Can I open this now? I can. Okay, is this just... This is a steel key. Oh! These are the keys. See, I've never done this. I never did this thing with the spiders. These open the back doors if I don't have, you know, another means of getting them. That's cool. And here you guys can see on the top left, that's what the UI looks like when we have multiple keys. Lots of games from this era did something similar. And when one's a gold key or one's a silver key, you know, they look different. There's actually different graphics for them. So, you know, have an enjoyment of that because it will allow, you know, it's a little bit of extra flavor you wouldn't otherwise get. The keys always look pretty generic when they're on the ground. So we get some gold and a claymore. So it is worth doing all of them because you get this. Plate gauntlets, another long swords. I mean, I'll just carry stuff until I'm loaded down. We're 106 kg out of 126, so we're getting a bit heavy. It's getting a little bit of a struggle, but you never know what you'll find. Okay, look, a mark and a mace. We might be able to do mace shield. Oh, and an elven longsword. I'll tell you what, let's not do flail next one. Let's do elven longsword. I mean, these old ones are enchanted. Look at that. Look at the lovely color there. Plus a kite shield. Oh, keep the helmet on. There we go. Nice. That's pretty good. And that's nice. So, in case you've been thinking, oh, this is going to be the end of the episode, the end of the dungeon, it's not, because we have another floor. So check it out. There's a ladder that will take us down into Fang Lair level 2. So that is what we'll be doing, indeed, in the next episode, because it is the end of the episode. Thanks very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed. This next floor is really short, actually. It's like a boss floor. We're really kind of done with Fang Lair, which is pretty exciting. Lots of lava. Can't wait to show it off. But yes, that will be next time. Do check out that Patreon thing if you'd like, and I will see you next time.